Dear students, ancient India is difficult for many aspirants while preparing UPSC prelims examination, CSE prelims examination. Many find it quite difficult to relate with the various modules, memorize the years, rulers, dynasties, events, etc. But let me tell you, if you approach ancient India like learning a story, things will be easy for you. Learning of preparing of ancient history, ancient India will be a cakewalk for you in prelims examination. In this video, I will tell you the most important topics from ancient India for prelims 2021 and 2022. The most important topics from ancient India for prelims 2021. Similar way we will do for medieval India, modern India and art and culture also. So please stay tuned. Let us start. Ancient India, based on an analysis of the last 20-25 years previous years questions and last 3 years current affairs. You have to start with the sources. When you prepare ancient history for prelims examination, first important thing you have to cover different sources which give us information about this ancient history or ancient India. And in the sources, this time you have to give importance to various inscriptions, because most of the inscriptions were in the news due to various archaeological reasons, archaeological findings. Now here, the inscriptions are important for you this year. Archaeological sources important for you this year. Inscriptions, for example, Junagadh inscriptions, Allahabad inscriptions, Hathigumba inscriptions, Nanagarh inscriptions, Nasik inscriptions, Uttaramerur inscriptions, Maharuli iron pillar inscriptions, Aihole inscriptions. Aihole inscription. So inscriptions are important for you. Know their rulers, their purpose, their particular era, and what they are talking about. What such inscriptions are talking about. These things are important for you. So inscriptions you should not skip this year. Same way, literary sources, secular and religious literary sources, especially that of Maurya, Gupta eras, and secular literary sources from 500 BC to 600 AD. 500 BC to 600 AD. Okay, it's you can again say that it is from 300 BC to 600 AD. That portion is very important for you. Literary sources, secular and religious literary sources important for you. Now, foreigners accounts, foreign travelers to India. India visited by many foreigners. Okay, in ancient times, India was visited by many foreign travelers, foreign ambassadors. And what are their accounts about this ancient India? About ancient Indian social institutions, about the society, about the status of women, about the culture or the status of Buddhism, Jainism, Vaishnavism, Shaivism, about the status of these religious practices, about the status of this taxation or tax system, about the practice of feudal system, etc. So the foreigners accounts important for you. Megasthenes Indica, Pliny's account, Fahin, Huyansang, Itzing. These foreigners accounts you have to study well. Their observations you have to study well. Now here in ancient India, starting with the IVC civilization, Indus Valley civilization. Please take care. Indus Valley civilization. The archaeological sites, the major archaeological sites of Indus civilization and their archaeological findings are important for you. Major site, Lothal was in the news, Banavali was in the news, Rakhigargi was in the news, Harappa was in the news, Mohenjo-daro was in the news. Okay, so these major archaeological sites and archaeological findings from such a sites. For example, coffin burial from Harappa, virgin goddess from Harappa. Okay, so similar way, copper scale from Harappa. So the archaeological findings from each site is important for you. Cover that. Then the script of Indus Valley civilization. The script and the representations. Okay, the script is important. Religious elements of Indus civilization important. Art forms of Indus civilization important. Then this urban culture and its features. Okay, these are things you have to cover up. You have to revise well for this time prelims examination, or these are some most important topics from Indus Valley civilization for this year prelims examination. Now here coming to second module, which is RVC and LVC. RVC, Rigvedic culture, LVC, later Vedic culture. Yes, most important thing, you have to study the terminology series. Vedic terms are important for you. For example, Sanghrihitri, Samadhi, Sabha, Sabhavadi, Jana, Gramini. Okay, so there are different terminology. This Vedic age, Rigvedic, later Vedic age terminology and their meanings, terms and their meanings are important for you. Then the difference between RVC and LVC important for you. Socio, cultural, religious, economic, political differences between RVC, LVC important for you. Okay, what it discussed in this Vedic literature, that differences we can see in this Vedic literature. Then you must find out the differences between RVC and IVC. I mean Indus Valley civilization and Rigvedic culture, the differences you have to note down. Then the major archaeological findings from this Vedic site, Aryan site, that is important for you this year. Now coming to Mahajanpadas. What is important for you is this north, south, west, east, or northeast, or east, south, or west, north, or this west, east arrangement of Mahajanpadas. 16 Mahajanpadas are there, and you should know their geographical position, where they lies. Okay, where they lie. So they may ask the question like this: northeast arrangement of these Mahajanpadas, or northwest arrangement of Mahajanpadas, north-south arrangement of Mahajanpadas, or south-north arrangement of Mahajanpadas, east-north arrangement of Mahajanpadas. That is important for you. Then you should have an idea about the republics of Mahajanpadas and their features or their dynasties. Okay, republics of Mahajanpadas. Also, you should go for some ruined cities of Mahajanpadas, some popular cultural, educational, economic centers of Mahajanpadas, capital cities, ruined capital cities of Mahajanpadas. Their old name, new name, or their features, cultural features can be asked by UPSC this year. Next is Jainism, Buddhism. When you study Jainism, Buddhism, let me tell you, I used to say this is a blockbuster module, blockbuster module, blockbuster module, blockbuster module, just because of the reason that every year repeatedly UPSC asking questions from Buddhism, Jainism. So when you study these, terminology is again very important here. Consistently UPSC asking terminology, Buddhism, Jainism related terminology, it's important. Various patrons this year, the patrons of Buddhism, Jainism, the popular sponsors of Buddhism, Jainism, important for you. Literary contributions of Buddhism, Jainism, contributions to literature, contributions to art forms, okay, contributions to various art forms. Then, I mean, rocket architecture or rocket art, Ajanta Ellora, you see, then Chaitya Viharas, stupas, monasteries. So these contributions to art and architecture, contributions to literature, and Buddhism, Jainism, Buddha, Mahavira, their teachings and the kingdoms they associated with. Then the major similarities, differences between Buddhism, Jainism. These things you cover very well for this year. Now, Mau means Maurya. When you study Maurya, 3 people are important for you. Your equation is like obviously C plus B plus A is equal to IR. That means you should know Chandragupta Maurya, Bindusara, Ashoka, and their international relations or international policies you have to cover well. Okay, the religious policies and their internal policies you have to cover well. Chandragupta Maurya, Bindusara, Ashoka, their international relations and their internal relations you have to cover well, and their major wars and their taxation system, I mean their administrative reforms you have to cover well, especially Ashoka and his international relations or his diplomatic policies, that things you have to cover very well. Okay, then coming to Po Mau means post Maurya. Post Maurya you have to cover this Gamara. Gamara means Gandhara, Madura, Amaravati schools of art. Gandhara, Madura, Amaravati schools of art. Okay, Gandhara, Madura, Amaravati schools of art. You cover very well their patrons, their salient features, their similarities, dissimilarities. Then Kusat. Kusat means Kushanas and Sharavahanas. Kushana, Sharavahanas, their major contributions, major events, major wars, major reforms you have to cover. Kushana, Sharavahana of post-Maurya age. Then obviously Sangam age. Sangam terminology, archaeological findings. Sangam terminology, archaeological findings, and obviously Sangam literature you cover very well. Gupta age, I would say central administration, local administration. Gupta rulers, Chandragupta, Samudragupta, Chandragupta II. These prominent rulers and their central administration, local administration, their taxation, okay, their taxation, and obviously growth in science. What was the growth in science during the science and maths during this Gupta's age? And especially you have to refer Vikramaditya, the major reforms and events during time of Vikramaditya or Chandragupta II. Last not least, yes, post-Gupta. Post-Gupta age, obviously you have to cover Vagadagas, then this Harshavardhana, Pallavas, Rashtrakutas. Okay, some popular post-Gupta dynasties, yes, major rulers, major wars, and their major cultural contributions you have to focus. Their major cultural contributions you have to focus. The popular wars and the popular literary works happened during their time you have to focus, because UPC will ask questions from these areas. So these areas you should not skip. This is very, very, very important for you this year. Again, let me tell you, in order to make your ancient history learning much simple, let me suggest you follow the chronology of events. Don't study like you are learning Gupta history first, then you are going for Maurya, then coming back to post-Gupta, then going for Vedic. That will be a wrong strategy. To understand this story, this movie, you have to watch it from the first to last. Okay, so follow the chronology of events, chronology of the modules, learn the basic story. Don't try to by heart the year and the fact or name of the ruler and dynasties. That is not the strategy. Understand the basic story. Understand the basic story, so other facts will automatically get registered in your mind. Then you can use flowcharts of events. When you study each modules, you prepare a flowcharts of various things you study from that particular module. It will help you to go for easier revisions. Connect and reconnect. Connect with that particular, for example, Mahachanpadas. When you study Mahachanpadas, you will also connect Buddhism, Jainism with the Mahachanpadas. For example, the Mahachanpadas visited by Gaudam Buddha, or Mahachanpadas related to life of this Vardhamana Mahavira. So similar way, connect and reconnect, and to focus on, when you study these modules, focus on culture, art and literature part of this, culture, art and literature part of these ancient India modules. And most important thing is revision. Give a good number of revisions after learning ancient India. Revise every module more than 3 or 4 times. That will definitely help you to solve minimum 4 to 5 questions from this ancient India. Okay, all the best. We will be doing these most important topics for medieval India, modern India and art and culture also for this year prelims examination. So please do subscribe our channel. And please share our videos. It will be helpful for other aspirants also. And your suggestions, your feedbacks, you can mention in the comment box. All the best. Wishing you best of luck and best of your preparation. Thank you.